We've got Wofford players coming in to join us for a few minutes before practice today. And Mike Young, the head coach, will be up next. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. We've got about 10, 15 minutes with these guys here. Let's start off here on the right side. Yes, sir.
Jeff Zilgate, USA Today. This is for Fletcher. I want to go back to the beginning of the recruiting process. At the time, what made you believe that Wofford was the right place for you? And then the second part of it is, what's allowed you to become such a successful three-point shooter within the offense?
So the first part of the question, the recruiting process, I just felt that Wofford really wanted me and really valued me as a recruit. I felt, one of the main recruits and important. So I went up there and I visited, and I just loved the team, the culture, all the people about Wofford. So I committed pretty soon after my visit. So I just really liked everything. And the second part, I think, a lot of that is the system that we have. Guards coming off screens a lot. My teammates looking for me a lot. I think those are two main things. And then, obviously you have to work on your game and get in the gym and shoot as much as you can. So I think, the combination of shooting in the gym and getting your confidence in your shot, and then, having coaches run plays for you in the offense, and having your teammates, good passers, good screeners, get you the ball. I think that combination has, allowed for a lot of success.
In the middle and the back. Yes, sir.
John Alba, Spectrum Sports. Is for Fletcher as well. Having a chance to play the biggest games of your career essentially in your backyard, what does that mean to you?
Oh, yeah, I think it's really cool, just because a lot of my family and friends can come up from Orlando. Also, I actually watched Cam's freshman year. I actually watched them as a recruit play here against Arkansas. So to come back now as a player in the same site, I thought that was pretty cool too.
Question, raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you. Here in the front. Yes, sir.
Clayton Freeman with the Florida Times Union. For Fletcher, and for you, closing in on this national record, I also know your high school career ended against a Jacksonville team in Providence 4 years ago. What would it mean to be able to sort of turn the tables and have sort of a career highlight come in Jacksonville if you're able to get that win out here tomorrow?
Oh yeah, that would definitely mean a lot. High school was a long time ago. I don't really think about that loss to Providence too much. To come here to Jacksonville and to get a win here in the tournament, 2 wins. It would be great, for all of us, for our team, our program, our school. I think that coming in here and winning could definitely be, something that we value and we'll remember for a long time.
Go in the back again, right behind you, Barry, if you don't mind. Thank you.
This goes to anyone who wants to answer it. Every year when the NCAA tournament comes around, there's always a team or a player that captures the country's heart. And Wofford has garnered some of that hype this year, and Seton Hall to an extent as well. When you consider something like that, how do you go about approaching a game and trying to find a sense of normalcy, knowing that people are out there looking for someone to believe in and someone to follow along throughout this tournament?
We're just going to try to approach it like we would any other game. The hype is built the past couple months of the season, so we've kind of gotten used to it in a way, but we're just going to try to approach it just like any other game.
Other questions? Let's go to the right side here, on the far right.
Cam, can you talk about being back here and the difference from last time, and being back here as a higher seed and your feelings about that?
Being back as a higher seed is not something that I don't think any of us are really thinking about. Nothing that I'm thinking about for sure. But it is cool to get another chance to play here, another chance to win here at this stage. It's just amazing to have another opportunity like this.
On the third row here, yes.
Clayton Freeman again with the Times Union. For Cameron, you having had this opportunity 4 years ago as a freshman coming here against Arkansas, first of all, did you ever feel you'd get another chance at this, especially in this same stage right here? And, secondly, what is, I suppose, the sense of anticipation for you knowing this is this is one more opportunity, one more chance to go that one step further that you didn't get to do before?
I mean, yeah, it's really cool that we're back here. And Arkansas was a really good game for the team. We lost by 3, had 2 really good shots at winning the game. We're tying it to go into overtime. So it's definitely really cool to be back here. Always extremely thankful for opportunity to play another game, especially in the postseason. In a place like Jacksonville is another great thing that we are able to experience.
So sort of follow up on that, is there anything you've been able to do to maybe help your teammates adjust to what the atmosphere is going to be like here, what the experience is like?
We haven't really talked about it a lot yet, honestly. Just trying to enjoy the little bit of time that we've had together here, the experience that has already come about in being in Jacksonville, a part of this process. Just trying to really sit back and enjoy it and really enjoy being here in the moment right now.
We'll go in the back in the middle on the aisle again.
This one for Fletcher. You've garnered, obviously, a lot of attention over the past couple months especially. But now that you're on this macro stage where all these eyes are on you and you know that teams are going to be looking at, especially for your abilities in particular, does that change your approach at all and open up any options for your teammates maybe in the process or affect your game in any way?
I don't think I'm going to change, my approach too much. I think that teams in our league have, played us for a long time and done some things. And I'm sure, teams that haven't seen us are looking at what they can do and strategy-wise and stuff. So I'm just going to continue to do, what I do, and we'll make adjustments from there. If they're maybe double team me off the screens, I think it can definitely open up some stuff for our teammates. But, we'll just kind of see how the game starts and then, just make reads and adjustments from there.
The New York Post called you Wofford Steph Curry. When you hear something like that, what goes through your head?
Yeah, I know that, Steph has done, way more great things than I have and, was a better player. But, it's definitely high praise, but, I don't want to get too caught up into the comparisons and all that kind of stuff.
We have a couple minutes left with the let's go those 2 in the back right there. Yes, sir. Right there in the middle. Start off there, and then we'll go in the back. Thank you.
Matthew, can you just talk about what it's like to represent Wofford on this national stage? Such a small school that you're coming from.
Yeah, getting a chance to represent Wofford on the national stage is great. It's something we're all very proud to do, something we're all proud to put the Wofford jersey on a national scale. To do it in the NCAA tournament is the biggest stage, and I think we're all looking really forward to what's to come.
In the very back, yes, sir.
This is for all you guys. A Southern Conference championship over a UNCG team that a lot of people thought were in talks to get an at-large bid. What does that do? What kind of win and coming from behind in the second half, what does that do for you momentum-wise moving into this game?
Cameron, you want to start us?
Yeah, I'll start. I think that just any win against a quality opponent is going to give you a bit of confidence coming into your next game. But at this stage, everybody here has won at a high rate and is a very good and talented team. So we're excited to get another opportunity. I don't think we're really thinking about the past as much. I think we're confident that we can go out and compete, though.
Anything to add, guys, on that one? Any other questions? We've got a couple more minutes. Everybody good? Guys, thanks a lot. Good luck to you. Appreciate it. Coach Young will be out shortly. His scheduled time, 3:45, so about 6 minutes from right now. Thank you. I've got Coach Young here from Wofford, and just a reminder, no video on cell phones. Photos are okay. And if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Coach, if you would, just start us off with a general statement about your team this year, and welcome back to Jacksonville.
Pleasure to be back at Jacksonville. We have had a remarkable year to date. 29-4, I think it is. Went through a really, really good Southern Conference season with a number of excellent teams. Unscathed, which I'll never understand as long as I live. But it is a treat to be here. We've been fortunate enough to play in 5 of these in the last 10 years. 3 of them have been in Jacksonville. And I love coming down here. It's a pleasure to be back.
If you have a question, we'll start here on the left side, and then we'll move along. And we'll get here next. Yep. Right here. We'll start here on the aisle. Hey, John.
Mike, Jerry Carino from Gannett, New Jersey. What are your thoughts on Miles Powell? What jumps out at you most when you watch film of him?
If I watch one more video of Miles, he had just an elite score, and he's got all the tricks. I think in New York City, New Jersey guys that can really score the ball. He can shot fake you, get you in the air, get into you, get fouled, unlimited range. You try to press up, and he blows your doors off and gets into your post players where he's terrific in getting fouled. He is just a really, really a talented basketball player. I'll tell you something else that I've been impressed with him. He makes the right play. He's a good basketball player. And you see Marquette, and you see Villanova, and you see these others that try to do some things to him to negate, his ability to, get shots off. He throws the ball to people when they're open. And I admire that about him. Miles Powell's terrific. I've enjoyed watching him play. I don't know that I'll enjoy seeing him play my team tomorrow.
Let's go on the right side here, and then we'll move to the left and back to the right.
Jeff Zilgett, USA Today. Mike, given what Fletcher McGee does is no secret, how has he been able to be so successful knowing teams are going to focus on his shooting game after game? And then, go back a few years, why was he such an important recruit for you?
The second question first. I don't know that any of us know coming in that, he's going to score 500 threes and 2,500 points. His high school coach, a great coach, Chris Mayberry, at First Academy, had been there a long time. If I had a nickel for every time I had a high school coach tell me the kids will be the hardest worker you've ever had, I'd have some money. And I respectfully, internally thought to myself, yeah, I've heard that again. Here we go. He is the hardest worker I've ever been around. To the point last week, I thought he was hurting himself. Sometimes you have to save him from himself. You need to take a break. All right, relax. Okay, we're practicing for an hour, hour and a half every day. You're in here at 7 to 8. You're over here again at night. Man, I said, I'm not telling you you have to sit down. You have to relax, because I know if I do that and you want to do it, you're still going to do it. But I'm telling you, you need to rest your body. Of course, I saw him later that night, and he's down there, and I said, see, I told you, that's why I didn't tell you not to do it. And he said, I'm just shooting foul shots and layups, not breaking a sweat. He's an animal in the best way. He is the finest young man. He's meant a lot to us, but, never in a million years did I think he would be this good. I mean, he is, and he's gotten bigger and stronger. As they all do. David Land, our strength coach, has done a great job with him in the year that he's been with us, and he better prepared to take a lick, and he'll take some licks tomorrow now with Cale and McKnight, those others that will be matched up with him, but he can get through that contact better now, and he's really worked on his handle and creating separation, and he gets in the air. He's a really good athlete. He is a much better athlete than most expect him to be.
Let's go in the aisle, and then we'll go to you next, sir.
Coach, it's been since March 12th since you guys figured out that you were secured the bid to the NCAA tournament. It'll have been a week since you guys played. What's just been the message to the team throughout the time of indecision, not knowing who you're going to play, and keeping the energy up during practices?
Yeah, Anthony, I get the impression that some people see it as a negative that, gosh, it's been 10 days since you played. Will you be rusty? I think it's the best. I mean, I love it to, have the opportunity to win that, know you're in, last Monday when we beat Greensboro. You go into the weekend not knowing who you're going to play and watch, friends sweat it out in their league tournaments, and then you find out where you're going on Sunday. I think the opportunity to collect your thoughts, decompress, rest up a little bit, get back and practice and work on Wofford and not be so concerned it's so repetitive. Preparation, play, to be able to take a step back and look at some other things with a critical eye and, work on those is, I think, is very, very beneficial.
Let's go left of the aisle here, and then we'll go back to the right.
Mike, Mark Cannizzaro from the New York Post. I'm not sure how well you know Kevin Willard. I'm just curious what's your impression of the coaching job he's done this year after what he lost last year, and what stands out to him?
I don't know Kevin at all. And I don't know Seton Hall very well. Honestly, we hear all these projections, and they say this school, and then Seton Hall pops up. It's like, oh gosh. But I've thoroughly enjoyed. He makes you uncomfortable, and I admire that. And matchup, and 2-2-1 back to matchup, and man-to-man, and switch some things, and not switch some things. Kevin he's exceptional. I mean, and I've seen him play. I don't know how many times I've seen him play now, but he's an awfully fine basketball coach. I'm sure the matchup is what his dad, employed at Pittsburgh and Holy Cross, and such a great coach. I wish my dad could give me some help. I talked to him last night, and I said, "Do you have any pointers?" He said, "Yeah, get McGee and Jackson more shots." Thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. But Kevin is really, really good, and there's a lot of things that go when I reference a great coach. A great coach to me is a team that plays really, really hard, and his team plays really, really hard, trying to get a better understanding of Seton Hall and Kevin's team. Talk to some people, without divulging great Big East secrets. Every one of them referenced how hard they play, and they will never stop. They keep coming. The physicality and toughness is a part of their game that I admire greatly.
Let's go here on the right side.
You
yes.
had two near misses here.
I know you.
What comes to mind when you think about the past games here and then coming back as a higher seed?
0 for 4, bad coaching. And here we are again. I love coming down here, Todd. This is the 3 of the 5 years that we've been a part of this great tournament, been in Jacksonville. I love the city. I love the arena. And our two, closest games, 2010 against Wisconsin, a tie game with a minute to play, and John Lure hits a short quarter jumper, and we get beat, and a really good Arkansas team. We were a 12, they were a 5. Bobby Portis, Michael Qualls, we're right there. Led for a lot of that game, if I recall correctly, 22 minutes of that game, and lost 56-53. There's a lot of things that make it the greatest tournament of them all, one of which is you're going to play somebody really, really good. And we're the 7th seed. I mean, that's a heck of a seed for anyone. I think the highest seed a Southern Conference team has ever achieved. And lo and behold, you got to play, Big East team Seton Hall that, just went nose to nose with the defending national champion. We know what's in front of us. I've got a really good team. You know that. And we're excited to be here. We're excited to take the floor tomorrow and get after it.
We've got time for one more, and we'll go here on the second row.
Clayton Freeman with the Florida Times-Union. What do you mentioned the games here with Wisconsin, with Arkansas. What do you feel that you were able to learn from those that can maybe help you adjust, or maybe to help you know what to tell the team to be prepared for, as far as what the arena is like, what everything from a preparation standpoint?
You know, I wish there was something, 3 things that I could give them. You're going to be faced with this. You got to be prepared to handle this. I can't. It's a different. It's a bit different. All right. It is the NCAA tournament. We knew playing Greensboro that we were going to play again. Wherever that might be, we were going to do it again. Coming over here tomorrow and playing Seton Hall, there's some things on the line, and the media exposure and the arena and the crowd and all that. You rely on toughness, and you rely on experiences that you've had throughout the year at Furman, capacity crowd, and you find a way to win. At East Tennessee State, huge crowd, really good team, and you find a way to win. You rely on, internal leadership, and I have 3 guys in Cameron Jackson, Matt Pegram, and Fletcher McGee that have been through it, have had some great moments, and have had some moments that haven't been so great. And all of those experiences, culminate here in this tournament, and you just hope you can play another good ball game. I think a lot about that. I think, gosh, I hope we play well. We haven't played poorly we hadn't played poorly all year. Now, we got our tail kicked a couple of times. The wheels came off at Fall Allen Fieldhouse. But that's a tie game where we're right there with 10 to play. It's been a special team, and we know how well we have to play, and the toughness we're going to have to display, and the ball handling that we're going to have to carry into that thing tomorrow if we expect to win.
Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
luck to you.
Appreciate you. Thank you. Good seeing you. See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Coming up, Belmont players will be here at 4:15. The Wofford practice officially at 4:10. 4:10, so you have about 13 minutes before practice. 4:15 for the Belmont players, 4:30 for the Belmont head coach. Thank you.